Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Knicks Pod. Josh Byrne alongside Nick Diehards, Kaya Escoon, and my boy Connor Thompson. And guys, it's been a minute since our last episode, but we're here, man. We're so freaking close to the start of the season, and the way things have gone with New York baseball, New York football, it means the anticipation for the season is just through the roof because we're so hopeful, we're so optimistic, and we finally have some real Knicks basketball to talk about. And we saw it last night, a sold out crowd at MSG. I mean, it's crazy to think about they sell out Madison Square Garden even for a freaking preseason game that doesn't matter, and the Celtics aren't playing any of their starters. But it just shows like people are amped up. I know we are, and it's just a fantastic feeling. So, how are you guys doing? And like, what's your level of excitement like heading into this season?
Yeah, so
You got it, Kyle.
um, basically, like you said, it's crazy to see how packed it was without it being a regular season game, and then also the fact that the starters weren't going for the Celtics. But I'm very excited. I just watched the highlights of right before this video of last night's game. I didn't watch it live, but um, yeah, I mean, it's just like great to see basketball back. So it's like so soon. It's great. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited too. I actually didn't get a chance to watch the preseason game. I just got the stat score or the box sheet from it. But yeah, just like Kai said, I'm super excited for the season. I mean, like you said, it's been a rough going with New York team for the last couple of months. So if anything, I hope it's just a little bit better with the Knicks. But I mean, yeah, I'm just excited for the regular season to start soon. I mean, shit. Seems like it's gonna start. Wait, it starts in October, right? Like before.
Yeah, we got just over 2 weeks, isn't it? October 25th. You know,
Yeah.
one of you. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
could be.
literally like 2 weeks from tomorrow, it's gonna freaking fly by, and it's gonna be here. And you know that once the preseason starts, you're basically there already. Because look, obviously preseason doesn't matter, but it's kind of like, if you're a big baseball fan watching spring training, or I guess a better comp would be like football exhibition. Like once you're that close in July, you can like sniff the season, but once you get into August, who cares that the preseason doesn't count? Just watching those games, actually being able to see your team is like it's such a good feeling. And unlike a lot of other teams in the preseason, and unlike the Celtics, the Knicks actually played their entire projected starting lineup. The same starting lineup they had last year, and the same one that they're going to roll with this year. And they actually played a little longer than I anticipated. So, what did you guys think? Brunson, Randall. I know Connor. You said you didn't watch it. You know, but just looking through the highlights, analyzing the game, and looking over the numbers, Brunson, Randall, Grimes, Robinson. What did you guys see of them? How do you think they played overall? I mean, there's only so much you can take away, but what were your raw thoughts and reactions from that?
All right, so I got it open here right now. Mitchell Robinson played 23 minutes. Jericho Sims, it looks like, played the most minutes, 26 minutes.
Yeah, he played
Like,
a lot.
yeah, all the starters pretty much played at least 10 or more minutes, except Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson was 6 minutes and then he was out of there.
All right,
So
that's
Julius Randle played 13 minutes, and then RJ played 16 minutes, and then, yeah, Grimes 22, and then quickly 23 minutes, Fournier 21 minutes, DiVincenzo 23 minutes. These guys actually, it was nice to see them play. Like, everybody, it was just like our whole squad out there. But at the same time, I was saying this to Connor too earlier before we were recording that it was kind of scary because they didn't have the lineup in at all. And we had everybody playing, and it was a competitive game where they were like kind of they were only down like a little bit the entire game, and then finally like we put in a bunch of our players, and then they even put in more of their bench, and it's just like at that point obviously we know it doesn't matter, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's the main mentally, that's like the main struggle. It's like I don't want to put too much into the stock of how they played in this game because ultimately it doesn't matter. Tibbs isn't trying to win this game. Nobody's trying to win. But yeah, there is some level of reason to be. I don't want to say discouraged, but just like a little
Worried.
surprised, a little bit worried, just because like they played no one. Like it's not like the Celtics were just resting, Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum. They were resting their entire lineup, and this game was close throughout. There was really never a time where New York broke away. And yeah, Brunson only played 5 minutes, and he was great during those 5 minutes. But still, most of the guys who are going to have a prominent role on this team played. You mentioned Jericho Sims. He played 25 minutes. He led the team. Most of this game for the Knicks was playing guys who are role players. It was clear Tibbs wanted to see what he can get, because if you're looking at what is yet to be established with this roster, it's going to be how they handle the bench. We know the starting rotation is going to be what it is, but those role players, specifically backup power forward, we know that's still yet to be solidified. And maybe their lack of playing with each other, like I saw Robinson was on the same court as Jericho Sims, maybe the lack of those lineup variations is some reason for why they struggled. But yeah, I mean, you'd like to see them dominate more when they're facing that level of competition, whether it's someone who's going to be a starter or a backup. Connor, what do you think?
Well, I mean, I don't think we could overreact too much just for the first preseason game, because you guys got to think about with the lineups that Bibbs is throwing out. I mean, I didn't even watch it, but like maybe he's just trying new stuff for the season, seeing like, yeah, it's preseason, it's now the time to try new shit, to try different schemes and stuff to see if it works out. So maybe it's stuff like that. But yeah, I'm also a little discouraged the fact that we only won by like 7, I think. And yeah, I mean, that is a little discouraging because the Celtics, we obviously know how good they are now, especially with adding Drew Holiday to the mix. Like, that's going to be a dogfight this season.
Yeah.
So I would have liked it to be closer, but then again, like I said, it's the first preseason game. I'm sure everyone's just trying, get in the rhythm, get the feel going. Like, hell, RJ looks like he's in midseason form. I'm just kidding.
That was such a classic RJ performance.
Dude, he for 9 for free throws, though. He was 100%.
That was great.
Yeah.
That's improved.
Dude, that was nice.
If RJ's going to go like 1 for 6 or just have a shitty shooting night,
at least bang the free throws.
At least that's so huge because, like, he's not a terrible free throw shooter, but he can be better.
Honestly, he's a bad free throw shooter. If we're being honest, dude, his percentages for him were not. Dude, he was shooting. He shot the 40% last year. Like, come on, you can shoot free throws at like 80%. Like, that's not.
Well, he's never done that in his career. 80% would be like second or third best on this team. I think
we're so bad at free throws.
I was about to say, dude, the number one weakness of this team last year, watching it, it was so obvious. They can't hit free throws. At an NBA level, like if college, those percentages you take any day of the week. But at an NBA level, they'll only have one guy who can hit 80%. Well, I guess 2, because Quickly and Brunson.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But those are your point guards. You need your point guards to hit. But nobody else could hit 80%. Nobody else.
Free throws last season. Don't forget, he missed.
He did. He missed big ones. When he was missing, he'd miss it down the stretch. And I don't want to like rag on Brunson because he carried the team. But his worst moments were missing big free throws.
It was sad to see.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say like RJ is a bad free throw shooter, but he's certainly not a good one. Like, it's not a strength, and for how much he's going to the line, the volume that he's going to get to the line with his play style, slashing, driving, towards the bucket, like, it would be such a massive leap for his game if he could just improve. What did he shoot last year? 70% from the line. So if he could, maybe like 75. Like, if he could get to 80%, man, that would be so huge. We talk all the time about his inconsistencies shooting the 3 and just shooting in general. But, like,
he was 74% last season. And then for his career, he's a 70.9.
Not great.
No.
That's only 71%.
Dude, he was 61% from the free throw line his his rookie year.
Yeah,
So he's improved. He's improved since then.
He has. But no, 61% is bad.
he could get 80% this year, maybe.
He could. It's 75.
He should. I think that's a very realistic goal for RJ to have is 80%. Because, like, with how much he shoots, just a few percentage points will make a huge difference.
It will. It
Because
definitely
RJ has been getting to the line more and more, it seems like, in these last couple of years. So that's something where, like, dude, you're missing an easy, like, 4 extra points for every single game, like, by just missing free throws. So, hell, who knows? RJ could be averaging 22 points if he hits more free throws. But,
yeah.
You gotta hope that, I mean, hey, first sign, I know we just said first game, but from the first game, he looks like he's improved at it.
Yeah.
It was definitely a good sign. And, like, 1 for 6 shooting, you can't go crazy. And you can't go crazy over the 9 for 9, but, like,
Yeah.
9 shots is more than 6. That's
Yeah.
impressive for anybody to make 9 consecutive free throws. At least somewhat impressive. But what do you guys think of Dante DiVincenzo? It was the first time we got to see him in a Knicks uniform. And, you know, as was mentioned before, a lot of the role players, they kind of defined this game. Grimes, I know he played a lot too. And you can understand that he's a younger player. Even if he does start, he's still kind of really a role player on this team. But Dante, he shot what, like 2 for 6? You hit a couple of threes. He struggled, I guess, shooting outside of that, but he did hit a couple of threes. So, what did you guys think, and what are your like expectations for what he's going to bring to this team that they didn't have last year?
So Connor, yeah, you go.
I'll just give a little bit of my expectations because I didn't get to see him. But I think Dante for this year, it's not going to be someone that's going to be, you know, putting numbers up in the stat sheet, like giving you, I don't know, 25 points a game, even though he could on a given day. He's an NBA player. I think what Dante is going to be good for us is playing good, tough perimeter defense, being a guy that can knock down a 3 when we need to. And also, he's really good at rebounding, too. He's kind of like a Josh Hart type player. So I think even you could run both of those on the court, do a little small ball lineup with Josh Hart, Dante on the same time. And then, yeah, you can still get rebounds and fight against the bigger teams, I guess. So that's just my little short expectations on him and going into next season. What about you, Kyle?
So I honestly think, I mean, from the stats I saw of him in it, or sorry, not the stats, the highlights, the plays, it looked like he fit in pretty well, honestly. I mean, I think he's going to do great with us, and I think that he's going to, like, probably have, like Connor mentioned, kind of a Josh Hart role, but I don't know. I feel like DiVincenzo could get hot. He seems like somebody who can, like, really pour on some points when he gets in rhythm, so I'm really excited, and I definitely have some expectations for him this season. I mean, I think he's going to be a really solid guy for us. That, like, I feel like potentially he could hit some big shots for us too. Like, you know, he plays defense too, which is great, and like he can shoot it pretty well. So I'm very excited for him.
Good player.
Yeah, I think one thing you mentioned, Connor, is that you were excited or you were interested in seeing how he could potentially pair up and play off of Josh Hart and how their games could kind of complement each other. Josh Hart didn't play last night. They called it like a rest day, which I think is like kind of interesting for a preseason game. But I mean, I guess that's kind of what you expect from your veteran. It was just noteworthy because pretty much the rest of the team played and Josh Hart didn't. So we didn't get to see him, but like Kai, you pointed out, this guy, if he gets hot, he can carry the offense and he can just be the most dangerous shooter on the court. Like no doubt about it, and that's something that they've been missing. But you know, from these other performances out there, one that really jumped out to me was Evan Fournier. Evan Fournier, because like, dude, this guy so clearly wants out, but at the same time, maybe
No, he had a nice ass layup, dude. Did you see that shit? He like, okay, some big, I forget which big man threw it to him. Dude, he threw it like over his shoulder. He caught it one hand and he just laid it up high. I was like, nah, he's nice, bro. We need him. Nah, and he hit a couple threes too, but his defense, I feel like again was probably bad.
That's but I think it's interesting because he wants out, but Thibodeau played him for 20 minutes. He's got to have his reasons. Now, obviously, that doesn't mean he's going to play in the regular season. He just wants to see what he has in this roster. But I feel like if he was really in the doghouse, or maybe they're just trying to pump up his trade value. What do you think, Connor?
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I mean, like, now's the time for other teams to get a little, whiff at a player like, shit, this guy might be good. And everyone knows about Evan in New York. Like, he does not want to be there. The Knicks don't really want him. So you're just hoping that a team is, I don't know, like the Magic. They see what he's doing. And you're like, yeah, let's give this boy a chance. But, I mean, honestly, I don't mind him playing 20 minutes. Keep our stars healthy. Give Evan more minutes to ball out and then trade him. Hell, he should play 30 minutes on Saturday.
I think there's a really valid argument for him to just keep playing. Like just show what he can show for his own personal self-interest, and then also for the Knicks, trade value wise. And going back to DiVincenzo, even if Fournier played great, like the presence of DiVincenzo kind of really limits any potential playing time for Fournier. Because last year there was an argument when the Knicks were struggling that, Fournier sucks on defense, but when we're bricking every fucking shot versus the Heat, maybe we're desperate enough to bring out the French sniper. I don't know. But now it's like we have Josh Hart now, which we didn't have a year ago. We have Dante DiVincenzo now. Quentin Grimes has grown into this major, major role, and you'd expect that would only continue to increase this year. So this isn't even a knock on Fournier, and obviously he's not my favorite player, but even if he plays well, man, there's just no road for him to actually have a role here.
Yeah,
it wouldn't make any sense.
All those guys.
The lineup, because even we still have Miles McBride too, so he's gonna be ahead of.
Yeah, and he played a lot last night too. And I want to ask you guys, Miles McBride, what do you think of him? He's kind of an interesting player. He got occasional minutes last year, and he showed just tenacious defense. Like his defense, man. The Knicks have done such a good job of developing these young guards who can play defense, and quickly kind of took that next step of being like a consistent scorer and a respectable, he was always a good 3-point shooter, but he kind of put everything together last year. What are your expectations for McBride, and could you see him having a bigger role on this year's team?
Yeah, so I think honestly I really like him. I think I wish he got more minutes too, because it's kind of hard, obviously. I mean, we got Jalen Brunson, we got Emmanuel Quickly, and I guess he's the third point guard for us?
Yeah, I would say he's third at this point. I guess you could maybe put him in at the 2, but...
Yeah, no, I think when he plays, man, he gives so much effort, and he takes good shots. Sometimes I think he's just young, and he's just going to eventually start hitting them more, but he definitely has, those, gritty plays, and, he plays good defense, and like you said, I think the Knicks are doing a really good job of developing and hopefully keeping these guys. You don't want to just see them traded away if they're doing good. But we didn't talk about Roger Quickly yet. He went off on that.
Hey, there we go.
Nah, he actually went crazy though. I mean, it's classic Quickly. He during the summer league preseason games. I mean, he did it last season during the regular season too, just not the playoffs. So hopefully, honestly, yeah.
Gotta see it.
No, Quickly. Yeah, you go.
No, I was making a joke. Let's see it in the playoffs first. Yeah, but I love Quickly too. I hope he has another 6 Man of the Year type season. I still think he should have won it last year. I mean, Boston fans.
I think he should have too.
Who won it last year again?
Brogdon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at Brogdon now.
Brogdon's really good though. You can't get that mad. Brogdon's also a great player. It's not like
he just got traded. Where's he at now? He just got traded.
He's at the Suns, right? In Phoenix? No.
Yeah. No.
The Suns are Trailblazers.
I think
he's on the Blazers.
I think it's the Blazers. Let me check.
Yeah,
he's on the Blazers.
Yeah, he's on the Blazers.
He might have to leave.
Yeah, perhaps. Emmanuel Quickly last night, he absolutely tore it up. And I think last year he kind of left a bad taste in my mouth, just the way things ended
Yeah.
in the playoffs. Because if we're making a list of the reasons why the Knicks lost to the Heat last year, Emmanuel Quickly's got to be high up on that list.
Yeah.
He was invisible. They needed him. Like when the Knicks were at their best, it was because of their depth, and they'd have the ability to get quickly off the bench, and he could put up 20 points and shoot the three, something they didn't have a lot of, and he just did nothing. So yeah, he's certainly capable. Anytime he does this, like what he did yesterday, shooting 8 of 14,
Yeah.
it doesn't surprise you. It's all about consistency for him. But I believe in him. Like I don't think he's the kind of guy that's just gonna get his money and check out. And he's a very talented guy, and he works hard. You can tell. So hopefully, big things are to come for IQ this year. But let's talk a little bit now that we've like analyzed this first preseason game. Um, there's been a lot of moves made around the league since we last spoke. Obviously, Damian Lillard at the forefront of that. My initial reaction to that was like I was pretty fucking happy that he didn't go to the Heat because I thought that was set in stone, and I was terrified because we already can't beat the Heat and all their undrafted free agents. And could you imagine if they got Dame?
Yeah.
So I'm happy because now I feel like we have a legitimate chance to finish with a better record than the Heat. So in terms of the Knicks, like winning a lot of games, I feel like we'll be in it with the Heat like we were last year. And frankly, there's a real argument to be made that Miami got worse this offseason. Because now that they didn't get Dame, like you look at who came and went.
They lost a couple guys. They lost Gabe Vincent. They lost Duncan Robinson. They lost Max Strus. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see how
players build them up again.
Yeah, and Jimmy Butler, he's a great player. I know Connor, he's not your favorite player, but he's 34 now. So I know LeBron James is like 38, almost 39, but that's a unicorn. Like at some point, age is going to catch up to Jimmy Butler. I'm not saying it'll happen this year, but it's concerning when they have such a thin roster now, an unproven roster outside of Bam, Jimmy, and Hero. And Hero, there's question marks. I mean, he was probably going to be traded in that deal. And then to have your number one option be a 34-year-old, it just doesn't sound great to me. It certainly doesn't sound as good as bringing in one of the best point guards of all time in Dame. Now, unfortunately, Lillard still went to the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
So, in that sense, it still sucks, but I'm very happy. Maybe for no other reason than the fact that I just hate the Heat, but I actually think it's good that he didn't go to the Heat and he went to Milwaukee. That's just me.
I think it might be a little worse now. I don't know. Because, I mean, don't get me wrong. I did not want him to go to the Heat either, and I was very happy. Not very happy. I was happy for a quick second, and then I realized he's in Milwaukee now, and now the Milwaukee Bucks are just going to win the chip. Like, I personally believe, I know it's early, I think the Bucks are going to win the chip, if not the next, of course. But
I do too.
like,
but I can tolerate the Bucks winning a lot more than the Heat, and also, I mean, the you never know. The Bucks lost in the first round last year, and I get it. This makes a huge difference, but hey, Drew Holiday's not there anymore, and of course he's on the freaking I mean,
but then the Celtics just got better too. I think but I'm looking at the East now. The two that really worry me are the Bucks, obviously, and then the Celtics. And then who knows, if we have a good year, we could be that 3 seed. That's where I think our max is, being a 3 seed this year.
That's probably the max, exactly.
Because all we have to really overtake is Philly and I guess Miami, which I believe
we can overtake.
Yeah. And then the Cavs too, but I think we're better than the Cavs. We proved that last year. Got to have a better record. So yeah, I think our max could be top 3 seed. I'm just scared. I'm scared of running through those two teams in the first round. It would be nice if we didn't have to.
Yeah. No, I think like Connor said, I mean you agree too, Josh. Actually, I think the Bucks are probably the favorites in my opinion. I mean, there's a lot of really good teams when you think about it right now. There's the Suns and the Warriors. and then there's also on the East those three teams that Connor listed, or those two. I mean, I guess the Heat are kind of up there too. Still, I mean, but not as much as the Bucks and the Celtics.
True.
The Bucks and Celtics and like the Suns and the Nuggets, and then like the Lakers. Like, there's so many good teams. Like, you know, it was. I really hope that the Knicks can just get to the second round of the playoffs and win it. That
That would be great.
that would be a really, really big step for us, I think, and like that would just fucking make my year. Like, holy shit.
Thinking about it, though, we're gonna match up like the matchup with the
Really hard.
Celtics worries me the most. Now I think
Yeah.
about it. Because like
Yeah.
Drew Holiday is a defensive point guard, and that's why the Celtics got him to replace Marcus Smart and everything. So that means Drew Holiday is going to be on Jalen Brunson for like the whole series.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't love that matchup. I'd rather have Damian Lillard on Jalen Brunson the whole series, but I mean, yeah, it's a long season. Anything could happen. So injuries,
Exactly. Injuries could happen. Trades could happen. Let's see what happens.
Do you think there's a chance that New York can make a big in-season trade, or do you think that's more likely to happen after the season based on how it goes this year?
I'm not quite
do you think,
sure. Yeah, I'm not quite sure on what the Knicks to do. It's just still too early to tell. So I would say that as of right now, though, they're not really looking to make any major trades, I would say. But I mean, hell, if the opportunity comes up for them, right? I think they should take it if it's for the right price.
I mean, I think the Knicks are probably gonna do like another like Josh Hart type of trade. They never do a big trade like ever. Like, we'll get like somebody like small maybe that like might have a nice effect. But I think I was gonna say I think if we were to make a trade, it would be next off season. But like, we never ever like make these crazy, like, Jalen Brunson was like the biggest thing in years, and like everybody said we'd overpaid, and like he wasn't even like a max contract or anything. Like, we don't even have like a superstar. Like, we need to trade some picks to get a superstar in their prime.
This we have
upcoming off season. I don't know. I mean,
some picks. Like, let's do something.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's their plan, I guess. We just trust.
Yeah, they definitely have a ton of picks. They're playing the waiting game for sure. And this is the crazy thing about this season. Like, I agree with you. Like, the Knicks have the potential to be the third best team in this Eastern Conference. The only problem is taking our bias, our fandom, like, out of the equation here. The gap between those top two teams, who we know who they're going to be, and us, is just huge. There's no realistic way we can win the championship as the rosters are currently constructed, unless a miracle happens or someone gets hurt, which you don't want someone to get hurt. But like, if we're thinking about realistically, that's probably what it would take, or that's how it would happen. And I think because of that, it's tough to see how this team can do better than they did last year in terms of playoff success.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see. I completely agree, though. It's like, you don't want us to be at the same spot we were last year. You obviously want to get better and improve, but the NBA just got a lot more difficult.
Yeah.
The Eastern Conference was already tough last year. Let's not forget. The Bucks should have made a finals run. Giannis got hurt. They also played very poorly in that series. And that was without Dame. But even without Dame last year, they were still a championship caliber roster. The Celtics were really good last year. The Cavaliers, you can make the argument right now that the Knicks are better than the Cavs. But the Cavs were more consistent start to finish in the regular season last year. Yeah. There's an argument to be made, and I think I would agree with this one, that they have more talent on their roster.
They have a good roster for sure.
They have a very good roster. Like, let's not count out the Cavs. You can count them out for like a legitimate championship run, but let's not just like push them aside just because we beat them. Like, that was a best case scenario playoff series against the Cavs. And that's not to say we'll lose to them this year, but we're not significantly better than them, in my opinion. the Heat are always going to be a problem. And then you have some other teams that are, I mean, you look at the Hornets, obviously they're not like a real threat, but they'll probably be better. And this whole conference is tougher, man, but
Yeah, it is.
I guess that'll lead me into like what are your official win-loss seeding predictions for the Knicks now that preseason just started? We're a couple weeks away from the regular season. What is your official record prediction and playoff spot?
I'm going bold. 50?
Yeah.
So let's see. I see over 50 wins and third seed. I'm sticking with the third seed. We're getting the third.
Sick.
Because Sixers are gonna. I think I said it. I'm gonna stand on it. We're gonna be better than the Cavs this year. And then also I think we're gonna see the fall of the 76ers this season. Hell, like it could be ugly over there. So I think we could also take them. So I think, dude, I want to say 51 and 31. How about that?
So with the 51 and 31 record and the number 3 seed, how far are they going in the playoffs in your world?
We'll win the first round, and then we'll have, in my opinion, in a perfect world, we'll have the Celtics. And then it's like, we battle them hard. We get to a game 7, blah, blah, blah. Then we win because we're just the Knicks. Now,
yeah, because we're the Knicks. That's worked out our whole lives.
Honestly, I think they would lose in the second round to the Celtics. I would hope they would make it competitive, but I definitely see us being. I could see us being top 3. And I'm sending that.
Second round exit and 51 wins, number 3 seed.
Yeah, well, when you put it like that, it doesn't sound. What do you guys think, though? That's I feel like the best it could get, but obviously not. The best it could get.
Well, if you think that's the best it can get, is that your official prediction, or is that I hope that we win 51 games?
No, I think we are gonna have a chance to win 51 games. I don't know what we're gonna do. I just think we're gonna be top 3, better than the Cavs and the Sixers.
And okay.
I was gonna say 50 wins, and then
third seed.
I'm gonna hope that we get. I don't know what seed. I mean, I think third seed's asking for a lot. I'm thinking like the 4th or 5th seed, and then I'm hoping we can win a second round playoff series. That's my prediction, that the Knicks will win a second round and go to the Eastern Conference Finals. Could you imagine that?
That would be incredible.
That one
seed isn't as crazy as making it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
I don't know, man. I just think the Knicks got depth, and if we can show up in the playoffs, man, the depth is where that's where it matters, teams that have a nice I don't know, teams that have the nice starting 5, the way the Knicks are set up is pretty solid, man. We're built for guys to get minutes and not have the starters play the entire game. So I mean, I don't know. I just think that if our guys can show up in the playoffs, if DiVincenzo, Emmanuel Quickly, fucking Isaiah Hartenstein, if these guys show up when the playoffs come and give us good games, I don't know, man. I think the Knicks are better than people think. This is the best the Knicks have been in a really long time. So that's my prediction.
I like it though. I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go with 45 wins.
And that sounds like the 6th seed.
Let's see. There's the Celtics, the Bucks, the Sixers.
Oh, come on. Not the. All right, no. Sixers can stay for now. They have a decent.
I think. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna raise my prediction. I'm gonna go because it was 45 wins when I thought that the Heat were getting Dame. Although then again, why would it make any sense? It's still in the Eastern Conference, and then the Celtics got so good. Well, not that they were bad last. Yeah, I'm gonna go up to 46.
All right.
I think that'll get us the 5th seed.
So kind of like last year.
Yeah. 46 wins, but I think we make a surprise run to the Eastern Conference Finals. I think we win. Yes, we'll be like the gritty team. Something is going to happen, and we're going to make the Eastern Conference Finals, and we'll lose to.
The Bucks.
I actually think the Celtics will be the number 1 seed.
All right.
Oh,
So I think we're going to lose to the Celtics. Oh shit! Actually, you know what? I said the Bucks were gonna win it all. I'm flip flopping like a pancake here, bro. We're gonna lose to the Bucks in the Eastern Conference Finals. Bucks will be the number 1 seed.
there you go. Lock it in.
Wait, I want to talk about the ESPN rankings because Connor had brought that up too. Connor, what did you think about that?
Wait, I'm trying to wait. Oh, I lost it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I mean it's fair. It's fair.
Josh Hart was on this list, which was better than the last.
Yeah, I think seeing IQ and Josh Hart like right next to each other, I think that's good. The one I'm like Mitchell Robinson, I love him. Do I think he's a top 100 player? Possibly. I don't know. That one could be decided. And I like where RJ is at. I think RJ, personally, I want him to be higher, but I know he's got his problems with inconsistencies and whatnot. So I like 71. I would have preferred like a 65 because that's what he was last year. So are we saying he got worse? But no, it could just be other players got better. It's not anything big.
True.
And then yeah, I'm excited to see where Julius and Brunson fall because we definitely know they're both going to be in top 50.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly think it was pretty fair. The only ones that kind of surprised me were Mitch, and RJ a little bit. But yeah.
Josh.
So on this ESPN player rankings, they listed numbers 100 through 50. Have they come out with the top 50 players yet?
No, I think that comes out like tomorrow or a few days.
All right. So they have Mitch at 100, IQ 92, Hart 91, RJ 71. Yeah. I agree with Mitch. I think 100 is fair, if not generous for him.
Yeah.
IQ could definitely be higher than 92. The guy was almost 6th man of the year last year. I could see him being in the 70s, high 70s.
Yeah.
I think he could do a little better than 92. Hart can do a little bit better than 91. 71 for RJ, I think is fair. So I think they were a little harsh on IQ and Hart, just a little bit. Mitch, a little generous, and RJ just about right.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I mean, I think the rankings were pretty solid. And I was very happy to see Josh Hart on this list because he wasn't. Was it CBS we did last time?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did CBS.
So that was nice to see, and like Connor said, we'll definitely see Julius and Jalen in the top 50. So I'm curious to see where they have them though, like top 30.
Yeah. Yeah, looking at the CBS list had RJ or IQ at 88, RJ at 86. So that already is like a big difference. Julius at 59. Now that's crazy to me. Yeah, CBS does not know what they're doing.
Yeah. ESPN's better.
But now I'm thinking about it, Julius will probably be like early on the list for, 50 to 1. He'll probably be like 40, 45.
Speaking of Julius, did you guys see him wearing Skechers?
I did not. Is he a Skechers man now?
I don't know. He must have signed a contract with them because I didn't even know Skechers had basketball sneakers, and then everybody on Twitter was like, Julius Randle's wearing some Skechers right now at the photo shoot. And I was like, honestly, they're kind of nice, but it was just funny to see.
Somehow that seems on brand for him. Like if there were ever to be a basketball player wearing Skechers, it would be Julius Randle. He's just the kind of he's the player to be wearing the Skechers.
They look nice. The sneakers themselves, they're kind of cool looking.
Hey man, I used to wear Skechers all the time when I was 6 years old. The light up Skechers. I don't know what happened. I feel like at a certain age, everybody just stopped wearing Skechers.
Yeah, they got
they weren't cool anymore. I don't really know what happened. And I hadn't heard of them for a while, but apparently they're still in business. Julius Randle's wearing them, so maybe older people will start wearing Skechers. Or maybe I'm just very out of it. Maybe people are wearing Skechers and I'm not noticing. But
because they were
Really?
flip shoes when I was working at the dishwasher. Yeah, I had to get no
okay.
See,
slip.
but but you're using them as like dishwashing shoes. It's not like the highest, you
No,
know.
you're in it for fashion or at a night out at a bar. You're right.
Exactly. It's not the most respect for the Skechers, man.
There's
But-
no players signed to Sketcher. That kind of made me sad. There's not at least one player signed to Skechers, man.
Julius Randle, he's finding new parts of the market. You know, there's uncharted waters here.
He probably is getting paid millions of dollars to wear those sneakers.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
Signed to.
What do you guys think about the possible jerseys?
Yeah, so I have very strong views about this. If you look at the two jerseys that they're thinking of wearing,
Yeah.
to me it has to be the jersey on the right here. Like, it has to be the old Knicks Patrick Ewing kind of throwbackish jersey. Those are fantastic.
Yeah.
The only thing I will say that I don't absolutely love is the shadowing of the font, but it's not a major problem. I love the black and the orange and the blue. I think it's great. More teams need to go back to their like traditional color schemes,
Yeah.
and that would be my favorite Knicks jersey if they actually wore that this year.
Yeah, I'm about to get a jersey if they do that for sure.
What jerseys would you guys get? Like what player?
I want RJ because I got an Obi Toppin jersey last year or 2 years ago, so I gotta get it now.
I might have to do RJ. I have a Brunson one already. I don't know. Maybe Randall. I feel like Randall, that type of jersey is good for Randall because it's like it reminds you of Patrick Ewing. And not saying Julius is Patrick Ewing, but like I feel like it's more appropriate for big power forward than a slashing shooting guard like RJ Barrett. But
Yeah.
I do like RJ too. So what about you, Kaya? Final thoughts on the uniform?
I mean, the uniforms are nice, man. I think hopefully, like you said, it's the one that like kind of looks more like the throwback jerseys. The one on the left, whatever. It's like I don't know. It looks like it might be like a Kith collaboration, which they've done before. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm trying to get a Josh Hart jersey. That's my next purchase.
That's good. That's a very good choice right there. Josh Hart, he is a Knick, and it's also like not one that everybody's gonna get either. He's a role player. Oh, I love Josh Hart. Love me some Josh Hart. Wish he played last night, but he can take all the time he needs to rest. He's gonna be great this year. Guys, we're 2 weeks away from the season beginning. This is episode 9. Our next episode will be episode 10, and I'm sure it'll be right around when the season is legitimately starting. So I can't wait for that. And that'll just about do it. So, okay, let's let's see if we can get the outro.
Connor, you go after Josh. And
Okay. It's a good thing that we're coordinating this now. All right. All right. So, of course, everybody, bear with us, but we're gonna try. Here we go. Thank you for listening to the Knicks Pod. I'm Josh Byrne. Wait, fuck! I fucked it up again.
I got it.
Because it's like, okay, everybody. This is the real ending of the episode. Okay, thanks for watching. Enjoy the preseason basketball, whatever. I'm Josh Byrne.
I'm Connor Thompson.
I'm Kaya Eskin.
And you've been listening to the Knicks Pod.
I said watching instead of.
Oh, it's okay. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. All right. Again, thank you everybody for sticking with us for another episode 9 of the Knicks Pod. We'll be with you right when the season starts. I'm Josh Byrne.
I'm Connor Thompson.
And I'm Kaya Eskin.
And you've been listening to the Knicks Pod.
End it there.
All right, maybe by episode 100.
No,
we'll
wait.
get it right.
Oh, wait.
Peace out, folks.
Wait, Josh, do you have... I'm just going to stop the video.
Yeah.
Wait, how do you end it? Oh, okay.
You press